Oh, it is helpful.
I was trying to lean into it. So, yeah.
I really found this interesting about Frank Borman and astronauts and test pilots and so forth. You know, and they being NASA, hired these test pilots, brought in these test pilots to be a part of their program to understand what it takes to get a person to the moon successfully and back. And once they did that, then they decided, how do we build a ship, a spaceship that becomes reusable? How do we do that? And they made it look like an airplane. They made it look like an airliner. And they began to go up and start. I think the first flight for a space shuttle was in '81, and they kept bringing it down, and they had 3 of them. They alternated them, and it was working out great as far as the public knew. What we didn't know is that there was a lot of debate going on in the background between the engineers about how to make this thing better and make sure that they weren't putting undue risk to the lives of the people who were helping them operate the space shuttle, the astronauts themselves. But being caught in a financial bind with Congress and being caught within an ambitious schedule to show their worth, they began to say that the space shuttle was actually a jetliner. It looked like a jetliner because it was a jetliner, and that taking a trip on the shuttle was as safe as getting on a commercial jetliner going from California to New York. And yes, some mishaps may happen along the way, but this thing was safe. And so they had Jake Garn, who was a senator for Utah, go up on the space shuttle. They had a guy, Bill, I'm trying to remember his last name, who was a congressman from Florida who went up on the space shuttle. And then they asked Krista McAuliffe, a teacher, to become a passenger on the space shuttle. And so this unknown to us as the public, what was being debated among the astronaut community was, should they be doing this? Because they're test pilots. They understand the risk. And these people, the public, are being told this is a commercial, it's like a commercial jetliner, airliner. It's nothing to be really afraid of. Frank Borman came out with this statement. He says, if it's a commercial airliner, then stop putting a parachute on it. Because when it lands, it had to have a parachute to stop. He said, a commercial airliner doesn't have any parachutes. We don't need any parachutes because we have something that is a redundancy built into it that makes it safe and secure, and we understand what's going to happen. When you get into that space shuttle, you don't have it, because what you've got is a handmade experiment that still has no complete answer. So, unknown, maybe not really understanding the risks that they were taking, they decided to proceed with the Challenger space shuttle launch in 1986, and of course that was disastrous. They didn't truly understand or didn't want to understand their situation. That caused a crisis. I use this as part of my example or as an analogy to say that I think, I don't know how many of our problems, but probably more than fewer of our problems are based on the fact that we don't take the time to really understand the situation we're in, or we don't want to face the situation we're in and make the adjustments that are demanded. We think we can just get by with it anyway. Should I stop for gas right now? I'm pretty low. Oh, I can make it back. Should I change the oil right now? You know, I haven't done it in 15,000 miles. Oh, it'll be okay in another 2,000. Do I need to change the tires right now? They look kind of bald. Oh, it'll be okay. Simple little things, right? But those little things matter when you run out of gas, when your engine blows, or when your tire blows and you're going 80 miles an hour. So my point making here is this. Let's make sure that we don't cause crises with bad judgment. As Frank Borman suggested, a superior pilot uses his superior knowledge, his superior judgment to avoid situations that demand the use of his superior skills. Let's not put ourselves to the test. We're not test pilots. Let's just make sure that we're creating plans of smooth transitions that allow us to make the most of our time, our energy, and our money in a way that doesn't put people or ourselves or jobs or anything else, relationships, at risk. Let's not do that. We are very excited about offering some webinars very soon. We hope that this will be something you'll be interested in, attracted to, and really helped by. We're trying to make sure that you're using, really maximizing your best use of your time, money, and efforts, and making sure that you're creating the financial future that you're really trying to achieve. Please sign up for our newsletter to find out more. Certainly know that your information is protected, and that if you ever want to opt out, you're free to opt out. We have no concerns about that whatsoever. We want to make sure you feel completely comfortable with what you receive from us.